Yeah, raise the roof. Let's freaking go. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. How we doing? It's the Killjoy Jake YouTube channel. We're not the first thing I read is 6-7. What's going on over here? I'm 6 or 7 minutes late. Wow, how fun. And the chat came up on screen right when I said that. Life is good. Life is good, guys. We're chilling out. We're having a good time. We're hanging out. We're talking horror, baby. We're talking general stuff tonight. Lots of fun updates are out and about. We have Scream 7 on the horizon, Terrifier 4 in pre-production, and a ton of really exciting movies coming out in January. Life is good. And oh boy, am I excited. So we are an hour earlier today. That's because we're going to be live on the gaming channel tonight at 8 p.m. We're going to be playing a brand new map on RV There Yet, which was a bit of a hit last time we played it. It was a ton of fun. So we're going to be playing it again tonight. Winter map. We're going to be sledding and slipping. The RV is probably going to fall into a damn frozen lake. I don't know. No idea what I'm getting myself into. It's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely stop on by and check all of that out later on tonight. Yes. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear what my fiance just said about my lovely mother? Wow. Wow.
Your mother loves me more than she loves you.
Apparently she does. Apparently she does, you know? I don't know.
You slept like a baby in the middle of the night. That's all I'm gonna say when I slept over.
What is this collusion that is happening? I'm live on the internet and I'm trying to have a good time and I'm hearing about home wrecking. What?
You slept through a lot when
I slept through a lot. I snore pretty loud. I mean, everyone knows that. So there we go. All right, guys, let's get into this. I am going to pull up the stream on another page. I'm so sorry. I just set up the other stream literally moments ago. I did not know that there was an entire update on RV There Yet, and I'm like, well, we got to do that. That looks like fun. Come on now. So we're going to be streaming there. I'll shut up about it. Let's talk horror. Richard J. Skarenki is saying, I'm so elicited. I'm so you're elicited for Scream 7. You're excited. I imagine it was like what you mean. No, that's awesome though, my friend. That's great stuff. Very glad you're excited for Scream 7. I am too. First, what's up, Jake? How we doing? How we doing? Welcome in, Michelle Tate. Yo, yo, yo. Antonis Andriotis is saying, hey, Jake, what's up, man? How are you, Antonis? Welcome to the club. I love your Phantasm profile picture. Philoween Trends is saying, I'm here and into it. Oh, hell yeah. I'm glad you're into it, my friend. I am too. Clark Kent is a channel member. Clark, thank you so much for being so super in supporting the page. Really does mean quite a bit. You and your glasses are just great. You don't look like any famous superheroes at all. I wouldn't know. Yo, what's up, my friend? How are you? Raptor Crashers is saying I'm actually about to leave and watch Terrifier 3 for the season. I still got to make that happen. Hopefully this weekend, if possible. Definitely want to do that if I can. That'd be awesome. I just popped into Davey Deathray, who's currently reading the novelization of Terrifier 3. I popped in there and I was hearing some of the scenes and being reminded of that story, and I'm just like, oh, I'm really feeling that. It's the time of year. It's the best Christmas movie, really. But put it on with your entire family. Grandma will love this one. The kids will love this one. Terrifier 3, man. It's the best movie to put on during this time of year. I love that. I gotta rewatch it for sure, 100%. Austin Allman, 1994. What is up, my friend? How are you? Silent Night, Deadly Night was rad as hell. It sure was. I thought it was absolutely rad as Brad. Let me tell you, had a really good time with that one. Paula Fitzhenry, thank you so much for being a channel member as well. Nice seeing everyone. It's nice to see you, Paula. Thank you for being with us today. Erica Stabs for likes. She also bites off fingers if you don't like the stream. Is saying, hey, how are you, Erica? Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thank you for stabbing for those likes. Gore Galore is saying, hey, what's up, everyone? Hey, yo, Gore Galore, how we doing? Welcome in. Love that gore, and I love when it's galore, I guess. Jace Crawford, thank you for being a channel member, saying the Avengers trailer is available for screenings at theaters. I've seen it. It sucks. The leaks are real. Oh man. I guess I'm not racing for it by any means. I'll see it when it comes out. I have to admit, I guess my interest in the MCU has very much so waned. But I'll see this. You know, it's one of those movies where I'm like, I'll check it out. I'll see what's going on here. Robert Downey Jr. playing a villainous role. I mean, that's interesting to me. I guess I just don't have a whole lot of faith in the MCU story-wise. I just have rarely been impressed. I think they've had some decent outings recently. I will admit some of the stuff from them recently has been better than from the last couple of years for sure, but it's still just, it's nothing where I'm like, oh man, movie of the year, you know, or something really impressive. I don't know. It's just nothing I'm racing to see anytime soon is what I'll say. So the Avengers trailer, I hope that the MCU fans are loving it. It sounds like you're not though. Dave Sim is saying, Big Daddy Jake, that's me. Missed your streams, brother. It's all good. I'm glad you're here. I know it's only been a week, but I feel like it's been longer. Hit me with that horror, baby. I got you, dog. Don't worry. Dave, thanks for being with us. I'm not going to be live for the next 2 days. I might be live over the week. I'm going to try to do a Saturday stream, but I will not be doing a whole lot on this page for the next 2 days. Just got a lot of crazy stuff going on. Got some friends in town. It's, you know, the holiday season, yada, yada. But I am going to try to put out, I have a video I want to put out tomorrow. And then I want, hopefully on Friday, if there's no other like huge news or anything, I really want to put out my top 10 movies of the year, or some, starting to get into recapping 2025. That's where I really want to get to that very soon here. So look forward to those videos. I have, again, tentative schedule, not making any commitments here, but there's 3 videos I want to do recapping 2025. I want to talk about some movies that disappointed me, not a worst of list. I've decided I'm not going to do a worst of list, just a list of movies that I was disappointed by, had higher expectations for, but films that fell below that. I want to do a top 10 movies that were underrated from this year, but just not quite top 10. And then I also want to talk about my top 10 leading into that. So I don't know when all those videos are going to come out. I don't know if I'm going to do all of them, if I'm going to have time to do all of them, but I really want to. I have a lot of movies to talk about this year. Lots of good ones, let me tell you. Samantha Robinson is also with us. Hey, hello. Thank you for being a channel member. What's up? Guitar Nut is saying, finally catching the live stream on my 20-minute break. I'm glad you're here. And I hope you're having a nice break and work doesn't suck too bad. That's important, man. That's important. Smells Like Teen Horror. What's up, Eric? How we doing? Do you think they will do a special screening of Scream 6 and 7 back to back? That would be awesome. I would be so down for that. We don't know the runtime of Scream 7 yet, but we do know that, you know, Scream 6 is one of the longest features in this entire franchise, so that would be, you know, that might potentially could be 4 hours, maybe 5 with previews and whatnot at the theater. That's kind of chaos. That's chaos, and I love chaos. I'm an agent of chaos, as the Joker once said. Jason Dyer is also with us. What's up, my friend? Thank you for being a channel member. Do you think Kirby's movie will be about how and where Stu has been, the background of Stu? I wonder why would Kirby's movie be that, I guess, is my point. I feel like if Stu's going to come back in any movie, it would be this one, right? I mean, there is good reason. There's a good argument to say that this is the movie to do it. If Stu is alive, I think with the other characters who are alive, who could he have a vengeance against? It would probably be Sidney Prescott, right? Because she foiled their plans originally. I think that's where a lot of those theories come from with this movie, especially. So I could see that being the case about this one being the Stu movie. I don't know. I don't know why Kirby would be interested in Stu, I guess. I mean, I guess he's a Ghostface, and if he's still alive, she would be interested. But I don't know. I guess it makes more sense, I feel, to do the Stu movie with this one, if you're going to do it. You know, it's Sydney versus Stu, right? I feel like this would be the time if we're going to rip that Band-Aid off. Nicholas Brady is saying, yo, Jakey Jake, just like Marky Mark, by the way, I do have a funky bunch. I'm looking forward to where they go with Smile 3. I feel like it's going to be apocalyptic. Nicholas, I love that. I love how Smile has elevated its concept from 1 to 2. So with Smile 3 to make it like a full-blown apocalypse, just continue on with the sardonic humor of this franchise. It's very, very dark humor influenced, I feel. It doesn't care that it's a tragedy. It's like, fuck you for thinking it was going to be anything else. I love that energy about Smile. I hope they keep that going forward with part 3, and that would be the way to do it. Make it just a full-blown, the world blows up because everyone has been Smile demoned. That's I love that. Honestly, I love that idea. That's really funny. That to me would be a perfect way to also, keeping that kind of energy. Just saying like, yeah, no, we're done. That's it. That's the whole story. That's how this thing took over the world and killed everybody. Like, I love that. You know what, Nicholas? That's a great idea. Get in contact with Parker Finn. Lainey D is saying, hi, Jake and everyone. How are you all? I'm fantastic. How are you, my friend? Joey is saying, you're like a mini Matthew Miller. I love that you wrote Millard, too, on accident. That's really funny. Thank you. I take that as a huge compliment. Matthew Lillard is one of the kindest human beings I have ever met. So I'm honored by that, is what I'll say. Magnificent logo. Am I excited for Silent Hill? More than most people. I don't care what anyone says. Does the trailer look like it's Oscar worthy? Absolutely not. It is going to be just like sci-fi horror. Is it sci-fi paranormal? Silent Hill's just got its own unique vibe to it. It's going to be that kind of slop, and I am here for it. I don't care what anyone says. I love the Silent Hill aesthetic. Those monsters, ghosts, whatever they are creepy as fuck. Very David Lynchian, the whole thing. Silent Hill to me is like popcorn movie David Lynch. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. I fucking love Silent Hill. I'm so excited for another one. I'm not expecting this movie to be good, but I am expected to just be glued to the screen the entire time, looking at these crazy monsters ripping people to shreds. And I'm so here for it. So rock and roll, roll on Silent Hill, baby. Hyped for it. Zork, the Dark One, has thrown in $5 in there. Zork, you know, I worship this evil demon every night, and I'm so glad that you're able to throw in some support our way. This is why I do it, truly. Zork, thank you for your support, and thank you for I appreciate the $5. The goat sacrifice was a lot that you asked for last night, but I still made it happen. I'm kidding. No animals were harmed. Just a joke. Zork is saying, El Jakio, I finally uploaded my Samara Morgan versus Jason Voorhees video. What? I need more context than that. You can't just say you did all that. What? Like, is this a short film? Like, did you make a short film of Samara versus Jason? I need more information. That is simply too intriguing of a super chat. What? I need to know more. Please let me know in the comments. I hope you're still here, Zork the Dark One. I really don't want to have to sacrifice another goat. That was a lot. That was a long night. Let me give us more information. You can't just drop something like that on us and expect us to just be like, oh, whatever, let's move on to the next thing. No, that's way too cool. Zork, thank you for the 5 again. I'm so excited to learn more about that. What? That's crazy. What a crossover. Lainey is saying, I wonder if there will be a Scream 7 soundtrack. Oh, there absolutely will. I feel like you can't do a Scream movie without a good soundtrack or score at that. One of the things that I think Scream 7 already has over the last 2 films, and I mean no offense to Brian Tyler for this, but I'm loving what I'm hearing from the score from Marco Beltrami, who's already teased us some of the different tracks on there. I just love it. Loving what I'm hearing. It sounds like Scream again, which I think is something that a lot of people are going to miss about Screams 5 and 6, like as we move into the future. I feel like it's going to age those movies in a way that's not going to make it feel like very similar to the other movies in this series. 5 and 6, it doesn't sound like the same franchise, and I think that's a big thing when it comes to movie series like this. Yet, like, it would be like doing a Saw movie without Hello Zep. You know what I mean? It's just going to make it stick out and not feel like it's part of that franchise. And there's some sounds, there's some different things in Screams 5. There's a few things in Screams 5 and 6 that are callbacks to previous movies. But man, like, I'm just happy Marco Beltrami's back. He's the guy to do Scream soundtracks forever and onward. Really excited to hear what he's brought to this 7th installment. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited. Soundtrack, though, I'm not sure what the song lineups are going to be, but they've been Scream 6, especially out of all the new movies, I feel like had a lot of good tunes to it. So really excited to see what is going to be involved with the Scream 7 one. Some really good stuff there, no, for sure. Eric is saying, dude, I just wanted to get you to say 6-7 on a live stream. Well, that was the first thing out the gate, baby. Sadly, that was the thing. Here we are, though. I don't even know what else to say about that. It's a nonsense meme. It's a nothing meme. I don't even know. It's funny because it's 2 numbers that are right next to each other, baby. So there you go. Hell yeah, that's what's getting the kids losing their minds these days. Is 2 numbers, baby. Wait until they hear about 8 and 9. I'm old. I'm really old, guys. I'm looking at things that the kids are doing, and I'm like, I don't get it. That's where I'm at this point. I may look young, but I feel like I'm 60. Anyways, J-Man is saying, what if Stu has a pet alligator? What would he name it? Ramon, of course. Only thing to name your pet alligator. Come on now, Jason. You know this. I love Gator Face though, Erica. I do love that. Austin Allman is saying, I want Smile 3 to be about a secluded cult and they are slowly being infected with the Smile demon. So you kind of wanted to go back to like a smaller story is kind of what you're looking for. I mean, that might be a nice change up, you know what I mean? We might not expect that. I will say though, the apocalypse thing, that sounds like something too much fun not to do, where it's like it's multiple people and you learn that everyone on the planet's just dealing with the Smile demon because of what happened at the concert at the end of 2. That's crazy. I mean, I'm into that idea. That just sounds outrageous. And I like outrageous. This franchise is slowly becoming more and more that too. So I feel like most franchises like this, where it's about a curse that's being passed on from person to person, it never gets to that point. So to go there with Smile 3 and to just like end the world essentially in your third film, that's hilarious. That's so crazy. I would kind of love that. I would kind of love that ending. That's insane. That you would never see something like that in like The Ring, for instance, right? You would never see it go that far, but like it could. And that's what would make Smile stand out, I think. King Bull 90s is saying, hey, yo, what's up, my friend? How are you? Welcome in. Chaotic Vibes is also hanging out with us. Yo, Silent Hill will be fun. I'm so excited for Silent Hill. Bring it on. My body is ready for Silent Hill. Zork is giving us an update, throwing another 5 out there. Thank you so much for the support. Whatever, let's move on to the next thing. You're like, it's not a big deal. No, you're just kidding. It's a video essay Silver Princess helped me write the script. Oh, so you and Silver Princess are in cahoots. I see. I understand. I got you, Zork. So you and Silver Princess are just always talking about how Roman is the strongest ghost face, is what's going on over there. Okay, rock on. They helped you write the script. It's up on my channel. I'm gonna check it out. After this. So you're talking about the logistics of if these two fought, essentially, right? If I'm understanding this correctly, like what would happen? Who would be the victor? What would the fight look like? I love that. I think that's a really fun matchup. These are two entities that I feel are oddly kind of like have similarities, in the paranormal aspects of them. So I like that quite a bit. So I'm interested. I'm interested in what y'all cooked up with. What y'all cooked up is what I meant to say. And what you think this matchup, how it would end up, what would happen ultimately? Would Jason be smart enough to make a copy? Could Samara physically die at Jason's hand? I mean, there's a lot that goes into something like that. I'm curious what y'all cooked up. I'm curious who was the victor, especially. So Zork, thank you for the 5. Mad shout out to Silver Princess, who, like I was saying on the stream the other day, just drops in, praises Roman and pieces the fuck out every now and then, and I love it. It always makes the stream. So I love it. Zork, thank you for the support, my friend. Thank you again. Magnificent Logo is saying, I hope Smile 3 is an apocalyptic theme. I just want to see some chaos. I agree. I love chaos in horror films. I think that's just way more fun than no chaos. It's Sloppenheimer's birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, yo! Slop it up on the birthday today, ladies and gentlemen. Or just Sloppenheimer, because I think it's just your birthday. If it's someone else's birthday, though, happy birthday to you. I hope you have the most horror-filled birthday of all time, my friend. Thank you for being with us. Really appreciate you slopping it up on stream. Means a lot. That sounds gross. Once it came out of my mouth, I was like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that. That's kind of nasty. Michael Rue is also with us too. Thank you so much for being a channel member. Starting early, I'm in the middle of counting the money at work. Sick, dude. Are you slipping some bills, underneath the table where no one can see them, if you know what I mean? You don't have to answer that question. Never mind. Jason is saying remakes we need. Alligator at the top of the list. Yes. Phantasm also yes. Hang on, pause. Who was the guy? I said in a video recently, I'm like, this dude needs to do Phantasm. Oh, Mike P. Nelson. I would love to see Mike P. Nelson do Phantasm, like more than anything. Phantasm needs a reimagining. You could not have somebody remake Phantasm. No one's gonna do it right. I promise. Phantasm is way too weird to do a straight remake. I would love to see Mike P. Nelson reimagine it and make it his own. Essentially, you need somebody who's gonna do that with Phantasm. It's too weird. It's too Don Coscarelli is. You can't imitate him. You're not gonna be able to do it. You gotta have someone who's gonna come in there with a reimaginative attitude, and that's kind of the energy that Mike brings to a lot of his projects, especially with Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Wrong Turn. And fuck, I mean, even the Sweet Revenge short film. That feels like a reinvention in a way. You're also talking about Motel Hell. That's interesting. I could totally see some sort of remake continuation of that. That's a little bit of a darling that's somewhat been forgotten. Sequels we need. Stay Alive sequel. That's too funny. I would love a legacy sequel to Stay Alive. I don't know who's going to see that, but I would. I fucking would. My Bloody Valentine. We are getting that one from the OG. I don't know about that, but we are getting a new My Bloody Valentine soon. And Dead Silence. Oh my God. Say it louder for the folks, to James Wan especially. He needs to hear that we want more Dead Silence. 100% yes. About a lot of those points, my friend. Great stuff. I love Dead Silence. I don't care what anyone says. It's great. It's not the best James Wan horror movie by any means, but it is certainly overlooked and underrated. Ryan, Rye Shy Guy, yo, what's up, my friend? How are you? Thank you for being a channel member. I love your little Shy Guy Ghostface profile picture. I'm sure I've said it before, but every time I see it, it makes me very happy. I'm a very big Mario fan. I don't know if anyone knows that or not, but like Mario Party, one of my favorite video games ever. Love it. Too much fun. I will destroy you at Mario Party, just for the record. Saying, hey, what's up? Welcome in. Thanks for being with us today. We have Sloppenheimer saying 6'7" is this generation's version of SpongeBob, and Patrick saying 25. I feel like, okay, but here's my thing. Like, I feel like that's funny because in context, there's a reason for why they're being obnoxious and annoying. They're like bored in class, so they're like just saying anything to be silly. Like, did 6'7" originate from somewhere that I just don't know about? I don't know. I feel like all the kids just started saying it and they're like 6'7". They're doing like this. Why are they even doing this? Like, is this a reference to? I don't know. I clearly have no idea. Maybe there's some lore to this that I don't know about. I know there's like a 6'7" kid who his whole thing is laughing at it. I don't know. Maybe it's literally just, it's not a joke and that's why it's funny. I think that's what it is. Guys, I sound so fucking old. I'm just waiting for someone to come into the chat and be like, oh, Jake has hit Unk status. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I don't know, man. I feel the gray hairs coming on my face right now. Like, it hurts. Like, it literally, my face just gray beard coming in any second now. Eli Cortez is saying, what's up, Jake and chat? How are you, Eli? Welcome in. Eli's always bringing some good energy to the streams, saying don't forget to slash the like button and sub to this amazing channel. You're amazing, Eli. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you a bunch. Dave is saying, if you could have a hand in reviving or rebooting one horror franchise, which one would you help write, direct, and have a role in? Which franchise would you want to do? Dave, there's so many. I would, if I could live forever, I think I would want to do every horror franchise, just in my own weird way, truly. But if I could only pick one, I truly think I could make a fun Evil Dead film. Like, I think Evil Dead might be top of the list of ones I would want to do. There's so many good franchises though, man. I mean, I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I have a good idea for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre that I would love to do. I won't talk about it. I'm so sorry. I also have an idea for Evil Dead, which both movies, hopefully, I don't know. Maybe one day, never say never, as they say. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna keep those ideas in the back of my brain. But I have an Insidious idea. I have an Evil Dead idea, and I have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre idea. Oh, and I have a Saw idea, which I want to do that. If I could do a fan film, man, I have a Saw fan film idea that I want to do like yesterday, dude. I have a really good Saw idea. But you know what? Okay, fuck it. We're gonna bring this down to two things. I think my best franchise idea that I have is for a Saw movie. Genuinely, I have a fun Evil Dead thing, but it would be blood, guts, and gore. I mean, come on now. But for like genuine, like what's the best idea you have for a franchise story wise? Saw, without a doubt. I have a fucking crazy Saw twist that I would love to do. And I have it all mapped out. I have I have a whole Google Doc of like what I would do with the Saw film. Oh man, like if I ever got the chance, it's a standalone. It doesn't connect to anything else, but it's just another story with Jigsaw is what it is. And if I could do it, it's a dream. It's a passion project. Like, I want to do it so bad. I'm honestly thinking about doing it as a fan film because I'm like, I got to do this. This is my best idea for working in an established franchise, I think. So fuck it, Saw. We're gonna stick with that, even though I do love Evil Dead. Oh. Joey is not weird 6'7". Fuck, I can't escape it. Have you ever seen the movie Gutterballs? It's like Scream, but in a bowling alley. It was funny. No, what? So it's like a murder mystery at a bowling alley is kind of what I'm getting. That's cool. I'm all about that. I vibe with that a ton. That's really interesting. Jake, the video you did when you said hit on the trail tail, is it hit in what? Ew, that sounds gross. Makes me spit. It made you spit out your drink. That makes me so happy, Erica. That was just like that was a genuine moment. That was not me even trying to make a joke. I said it weird and I was like, is that the right? I didn't know. I really just did not know what it was. And I just kept it in the edit because I thought it was funny. I'm glad it made you laugh though. That makes me really happy because sometimes I put like little jokes in there and I'm so I'm like, is this gonna like fuck up the pacing of the video? That's what I think about. I'm always so worried about that. Guys, can I tell you something right now? I fucked something up and it's gonna bother me because I have OCD. 2 seconds, like literally 2 seconds. Hang on. Okay. I don't have any of my cool color grading or anything, but I had to do that. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get back to this. Anyways. Sloppenheimer spent all day with their daughter, so it's a great day. That's wonderful. That's wonderful, my friend. That's really wholesome of you to say, I would say. That's great stuff right there. Oh, man. Critical Overlord's just spitting some facts out here saying nothing will beat the classic cinematic masterpiece that is Jeepers Creepers 4. You know, that came up on, I don't know if it was like one of the streaming services, and I saw it, and I don't know why, I don't know why this came over me, but I clicked on it for a second, and I'm like, I should rewatch this, and then I kind of remembered parts of the plot, and I'm like, never mind. Nope, I'm good. Ah, man, truly, I think you can fuck up horror franchises to the point where like you just can't do anything else with it. And it always scares me a little bit when you get a bad movie in a horror franchise, like so bad that it's just like you can't come back from this. So something so bad that it's like we're truly never going to do anything with this franchise again, are we? And Jeepers Creepers 4, I think is that last nail in the coffin, dude. Like that franchise just so much bad shit has gone on with it. It's just like I think that series is just done. I don't think anything is coming from it anymore, which is a shame. I know, a lot of people are like avoid that franchise like the plague because of, of course, who the original director was. Totally understand that. Fucking guy sucks. But I will say, one of the movies that got me into horror when I was very young, and I wasn't aware of all these things, was Jeepers Creepers. And it sucks because I think now it's kind of weird watching those movies, like knowing who was directing them the whole time, and it puts a bad taste in my mouth. But I have so much nostalgia for it. One of the first times I truly remember being scared by a movie was the opening sequence of Jeepers Creepers 2. It's the little boy and he gets kidnapped by the creeper in the is it like the wheat or cornfield? Man, I mean, that scared the ever-loving shit out of me when I was a kid, and like I think that really awoken something inside of me being like, I love horror. I love being scared. I ran out of the room terrified, at the time. But now I just look back on that movie with so much nostalgia. I don't know. It's such a weird thing. I like, it's weird talking so positively about the franchise because of who made it. I can't bring myself to be like, oh yeah, Jeepers Creepers fucking rocks. It's weird. It just, it grosses me out a little bit, but I do have so much nostalgia for especially that second movie that scared the crap out of me. But it's just like, it's just one of those franchises where it's like, might as well stay dead. That franchise is just a nice little memory in my head, and I don't think it needs to be anything else, which is a sad thing. I think the Creeper is an interesting villain, very comparable to like a Pennywise, but just it's a doomed series. It's doomed, as Crazy Ralph would say. You're all doomed. I love that. We need more trick or treats, says Samantha Robinson. You say it louder for the people in the back, baby. Oh my God. So we're in this day and age where VHS has become this like annual exciting release that everyone's like, fuck yeah, give me more VHS, let's go. Every single movie of this, you know, recent revival has been like reviewed super positively and got like just a bunch of attention online for whatever reason. Yes, with this latest movie, not all great stuff, which is crazy to think about. But anyways, point being, people want these anthology horror movies again. They're fun, and if you can make them into little events, like kind of what's happened with VHS. So I would Trick or Treat could totally be that. Trick or Treat could be that every single Halloween season if they bring it back. I don't know why they're not. Truthfully, with especially with VHS Halloween, man, that we just had this past spooky season. That was such a big hit for that franchise. And again, I don't know why we're not. I don't know why we're not doing anything with that. We could be doing so much with Trick or Treat. That could be a whole new thing, but we're just, I don't know why we're not doing anything else with it. I miss little Sam. I miss the little guy. I want to see him stabbing more people with candy. Critical Overlord saying, don't rewatch that rubbish. Dude, I know, man. I don't know. It's again, first two movies will always be a nice little memory, but I think that's going to be it. Teddy is hanging out with us as well. What's up, dude? Saying, how is everyone's hump day? It's pretty damn fantastic. I got a crazy rest of the week ahead of me, but I can't complain. Very, very excited to be doing some fun things. I hope everyone else is doing well out there as well. Teddy and I are going to be playing RV There Yet. I got a message from him before this saying that he said, I do not want to play that game again, but we're doing it. The last RV There Yet stream was actually traumatic. It was traumatic. We were just could not get through the last level. It took us forever. I think it was like a 3-hour stream where I think we were covering like maybe an hour's worth of gameplay. It took us 3 hours. It was a lot. But now we have a new map to conquer in our RV for this gaming stream that's happening in approximately an hour and 23 minutes from right now. So you guys can hop on over to GullGotha after this. Check it out. We're also doing horror video game updates over there. So if you're not crazy about the streams, which I know not everyone is, not everyone's crazy about watching people play video games, we are doing updates on horror video games over there now. I have 3 videos up that are already kind of hitting on some recent updates, and we're going to keep that going over there, and hopefully it takes off like this page. We'll see. But check it out. We're really happy with where that page is going, where it's heading into the new year. And hopefully I can also get the third page moving along here. I've been working on a deep dive in the background for like a month now. I just have not gotten around to finishing it. But lots of crazy YouTube stuff is happening in the background, guys. I promise. All these things, we're moving forward with it. Dom Sesh is also with us tonight saying, have you heard of Buddy, a new horror film set starring Kristen Milotti, Topher Grace, Michael Shannon, and Keegan-Michael Key? Is this the movie from Casper Kelly, who is, of course, the guy that directs all the very silly horror stuff, like Too Many Cooks, the middle segment in VHS Halloween, Fun Size, which I couldn't remember the name of, and also like the Adult Swim Yule Logs, which are fucking hilarious. I'm so down for this because it's Casper Kelly. I will say I believe it's that movie. I hope I'm not talking about the wrong movie here. But if this is that movie, I believe it's about kids who are trying to escape a evil children's show. And that sounds very similar to a movie that we kind of just got literally last year. A movie that I loved and felt was really underrated. I think I listed it at number 3. Number 3, one of my favorite movies of last year, Mr. Crockett. Loved Mr. Crockett. Criminally underrated. Really cool movie. And it kind of sounds like the same thing a little bit, but from different people, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, but I'll see it. Casper Kelly so far really has not missed with me. I think the Adult Swim Yule Log sequel was kind of whatever. I didn't really care for it as much as the original, but most of the stuff that he's done I thought has been mostly fantastic, very outrageous. He has an undeniable style about what he brings to horror, especially. That's very goofy, very silly. Don't expect to be super scared or anything with his projects, but he always understands how to do the outrageous right and still have a little bit of an emotional, character-driven edge to it. So I really love his style. I'm really excited to see what he brings to this film, and I hope they find a way to make it something that stands out from movies that are kind of similar to it that have been recently released. So definitely hyped up for that one. I cannot wait for more updates, I should say, because we really just have like a shot and a cast list, plot description. I want to see a trailer. I want to see what that's all about. Hey, yo, Nightmare Files is also with us saying, hey, yo, welcome in. Those files are certainly nightmarish. Thank you for being with us today. Eric Joe Noyes is also with us saying, good evening, Jake and all. Yo, Eric, how we doing? Cheers from Sao Paulo. Nice Slayer t-shirt, Jake. On and on south of, oh, hell yeah, dude. Little South of Heaven reference right there. I got to see these guys in tour during their final little tour. I saw them twice, actually, which was sick. So that's what this shirt is from, 2019 tour. What's really interesting about this band that I love, I mean, of course, they're like the gods of metal, but is the singer's name Paul Araya, if I'm not mistaken? Let me double check that. Something, whatever the lead singer's name is, something, it's Tom Araya? Is it Tom, or hang on, I need to know this now, it's gonna kill me. Yes, Tom Araya, okay, not Paul, I don't know where Paul came from. Tom Araya on this tour was so intense. And guys, if you've never seen Slayer before, you missed out and you fucked up. That's all I'm saying, because this was one of the best metal shows I've ever seen in my entire life. And Tom, after the show, he like just thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks everybody for supporting them throughout their entire career. And he just kind of stands there and he was like purposefully making eye contact with literally everybody in the auditorium. Like he stood there for 20 minutes. I'm not exaggerating. Just like basically tears coming down his face, like just so happy he was able to do this with his life, and making eye contact with as many human beings as possible. And I think, you know, I was pretty far away, but I think he made eye contact with me, which was cool. But it was just, I don't know how to explain it. It was just one of those weird experiences at a concert where I really feel like I connected with the artist. That really spoke to me. I think that was part of the reason why I handle live streams the way that I do, really wanting to make this a communal thing rather than just some guy spouting off his bullshit. So I don't know. That's one of those moments that has really stuck with me, that I've noticed, like, you know, people performing on a stage when something sticks out to you. It's something I've always made a mental note of. It's a story I love. It's why I love Slayer so much. It's why I still wear this shirt. They're great, man. Gotta love Slayer. Some great stuff there, man. What else is going on here? Lainey is saying, my mom is delighted when I told her it's nearly Thursday. She's looking forward to coming home on Monday. That's wonderful to hear. She'll be back in time for Christmas. That's great stuff. Really good to hear. Beware the stare of Mary Shaw. She had no children, only dolls. This is a little dead silence action here. And if you see her in your dreams, be sure to never, ever scream. You know, what's so great, honestly, one of my favorite things about Dead Silence is there's just some insane James Wanian transitions that I could just die for, man. The way that he uses the camera or does some just like crazy bullshit, moving the camera in insane ways, it makes me so happy. Every time I see it, I'm just like, James Wan doing his thing, man. I think he ghost directed the last Conjuring film. Can I be so real with you guys? There's multiple times where I'm like, dude, this is a James Wan shot. Like, what? This is not what's his face. He's been directing all the Conjuring movies for the last couple of years. Like, there's a few shots in that film where I'm like, dude, this is James Wan, man. This is a James Wan thing right here. There's no way this is. I can't remember the dude's name, but like, he ghost directed that last movie. I'm telling you. Anyways, C Jizzle 200. What a name. Am I reading that right? Okay, I am. What's up, Jake? I'm ready to see Scream 7. What is that? Sorry, I did it wrong. I love that. I'm so ready to see Scream 7 too. Bring it on, baby. I want Ghostface terrorizing me again. Come on, let's go. Love that though. Really excited to see this one coming up here at the end of February. I just said it on the gaming channel, but on February 27th, not only does Scream 7 come out, but also the new Resident Evil. So all that weekend, I am going to be not only streaming, talking about that movie, but I will also be playing through Resident Evil Requiem. So it's going to be an insane weekend at the end of February. I'm going to be nonstop streaming on all these pages. It's just going to be stream. So check it all out. Resident Evil Requiem, really excited for that game. It's going to be a ton of fun. 2 very, very, very big releases back to back. Cannot wait for it. Davey Deathray is here, the man with the golden voice. How we doing, Davey? Thank you for being a member. Thank you for putting on a really awesome stream today. I was writing a little bit of a secret project today, and I put on Davey and his luscious golden voice. I just keep saying golden, man. That's all I can think about when I think of Davey. His voice is just, it's great. It's awesome stuff. I was listening to him read the Terrifier 3 novelization, and I was here. It was really interesting to pick up on some of those very different scenes and different things we're throwing in there. There's an entire sequence with a doctor in Terrify in this novelization. I'm like, what the hell's going on? This is so different. I was kind of in and out, I'll be honest. But it was really interesting to me. I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to pick this up and read it myself. So Davey, some wonderful stuff there. Thank you for hosting some great streams. You're saying, hey everyone, happy Wednesday, y'all. Thanks for jumping into the stream earlier, Jake. It's always an extra boost to see a fellow content creator joining in on the fun. Whatever I can do, my friend. I appreciate you stopping in and listening to me just absolutely yap for multiple hours on here. So I had to come in, had to say hey, see what was going on. So I'm glad you're doing those streams. It's a really cool idea, and I'm glad you're getting everybody in the horror holiday spirit. It's great stuff there, my friend. A lot of love for Mr. Davey Deathray there. Eric Joe Noyes is saying, saw Slayer back in 94 in Sao Paulo at Monsters of... Oh, no way. My dad was at Monsters of Rock. He talks about that all the time. That's really cool. It was the first one in Brazil, too. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, my dad actually... My dad has a Monsters of Rock shirt that's like torn to shreds that he like has somewhere in like the attic kind of thing. He like showed it to me one time. He's like, 94, man. This was awesome. That's just so weird. What a weird memory that you just pulled out of my brain. Wonderful stuff there, though. I would kill to see that tour, by the way. I saw the lineup of the bands. Pfft, damn. I love me some old school thrash metal. It's some great stuff. It's not something I'm listening to all the time, but like when I'm in the mood for it, man, I'll put on a little Slayer. I'll put on a little Seasons in the Abyss. That's one of my favorites from them. Love that one. Jason Dyer is saying, what roller coaster based off of a horror movie would you like to see be made? There is, just real quick, there is so many Saw roller coasters, and I think that's like so weird. I don't think it's weird. I think that's a great idea for like a horror themed ride, with it being like such a game based, kind of like a very, very thrilling based adrenaline high series. But it is interesting to me that there's so many like Saw rides out there. But what's a roller coaster based off of a horror movie I would like to see be made? I have an easy one, which is kind of a cop out, but I would love to see the Final Destination 3 roller coaster come to life, and like you get a premonition on the ride or something, making a movie ride, like how they have it like Universal or Disney. That would be really cool. I don't know where that would even go. Actually, doesn't Warner Bros have like a park? They have a park too, but people never talk about it. Like it's always Universal or Disney that people are talking about, but Warner Bros has one too, I think. That would be cool if they had a Final Destination ride. Maybe they already do, and I just don't know about it. I'm all about that, though. I'm all about that. Jason, you also just love this. I had a dumb joke in a Saw video a while ago, and I'm just so glad this stuck with Jason because it's one of my favorite jokes I've placed into a video. Can we talk more about the snapping turtle? The snapping turtle trap. The Saw fans want it, Jason. It's not just me saying it, okay? The Saw fans want to see the snapping turtle penis trap. It's a simple thing. Truly. I can't believe that I can't believe that they haven't done it yet. It's right there. I mean, it's right in front of them. They have this reboot of Saw coming out. The Saw 11 is on the way from Blumhouse. And frankly, I think it'll be a major failure if they don't include this trap. I think it would be crazy otherwise. So I'm... Jason, thank you for bringing it up. I hope James Wan is watching this stream for so many reasons. For me accusing him of ghost directing the last Conjuring film. I'm never going to work with this fucking guy. I feel so bad. James Wan, I love you if you're watching this. Oh my God, one of my favorite horror directors of all time. I'm just making my jokes. But while I'm making my jokes, please put a snapping turtle in Saw. It'll make me fucking lose my mind laughing. That would be 10 out of 10. What an insane inside joke that would be if we got a snapping turtle. Like, he's just walking down the street or something. Like, there's just a cutaway to that for whatever reason in the next Saw movie. We'll all of us are going to be laughing, and no one else is going to know why. It's our little inside joke with Saw. I love it. 10 out of 10, Jason. You fucking rock. That's too funny. Joe Bamba is saying, what if Ghostface kidnaps a younger Sid kid, like one of the babies that we haven't seen yet? That would be one of those like an easy misleads that they can kind of disguise in the trailer. That's a really good point, Joe, because how the trailer kind of presents itself, it seems like Tatum is going to be the one who gets kidnapped by Ghostface and lures Sydney out to some distant location where Ghostface can essentially just do whatever they want because we've led Sydney out to the middle of nowhere. I like that idea quite a bit. I think that actually, in a way, is not only a misdirection, but it builds a little more tension. What would Ghostface do with a baby? I mean, that's scary to think about, I like that idea a lot. I think that listen, if you want to do the darkest Ghostface ever, which I feel like these movies are really trying to do, maybe they're not always successful in doing that, but I think they are actively trying to make their killer a little scarier each time. That's a great way to elevate it. Just kidnapping in general. You don't have to go anywhere with that, but I mean, just the idea of, a very young child being in that much danger in one of these films. That just, I think that steps up the terror a little bit. I like that quite a bit. So, Joe, I think you might be onto something, honestly. I feel like, and the other thing with this too, I feel like if Tatum just gets kidnapped, it's like, this is the face of the frame. This is the character we're passing the torch to, and she's just getting kidnapped. That might be kind of boring, right? Sydney never got kidnapped. She's been, bested by Ghostface at a certain point and then got the upper hand. But it's like, Tatum, this is your first go around. You're getting kidnapped. Come on now. I'm just kidding. But I like this idea better, Joe. One of the babies gets taken. It's all a ruse. We're distracting Sydney by going after Tatum, but then Ghostface goes after the babies. That's interesting to me and terrifying. Joe, thank you for being a member. Appreciate you a ton. Hello Piper is saying, some people keep saying the Scream 7 second trailer is coming out tomorrow. I don't know what to believe. It would be awesome if it was. I'm really thinking they're holding some shit until next year now, based on what we're hearing. Ice Nine Kills just announced at one of their most recent concerts that they're doing some sort of collaboration with Scream 7. And this is something that's not coming out until next year specifically. So I think I think what that is they're gearing us up to be like, hey, shit's coming, guys. We're rocking it. We're setting everything up now so that the next 2 months, January, February, can be chaos, just insanity. New footage, new shots, new trailers, posters, songs, a bunch of outlandish marketing. That's really where my headspace is, and I feel like that's why they did this thing with Ice Nine Kills, is to tease that more is coming, but they're letting everything kind of simmer down right now. Let it all, we were kind of boiling for a bit before the trailer. Now we're letting it get cool again, and then we're just going to go full force into this thing. January, February, bam, bam, 1-2 punch, movie comes out. That's my guess, at least. If it comes out, tomorrow, hell yeah, rock and roll. I'll take all the views that I will get from that video. But I think we're gonna wait till after the holidays. That's my guess as of right now. I hope it comes out tomorrow, though. I hope you're right. I hope you're spot on. Let me tell you. Where I'm sitting, I think it makes more sense to wait until after the holidays. Eric Joe Noyes is saying Monster of Rock, Sao Paulo, 1994, Kiss, Black Sabbath, all original guys with Tony Martin on vocals. You know what? My dad told me about that. That's funny. Slayer, I can't say that word. Tendencies, Brazilian bands, Viper. I know Viper. I don't know these other ones. Raimundos. I'm not even going to try to say that. I'm going to just butcher it. Dr. Sin, though, I've never heard of that band, but I love the name. Dr. Sin. That sounds really evil. I'm all about it. Man, I love a lot of these bands. A lot of great stuff here. Black Sabbath with Tony Martin on vocals is really funny. 90s Black Sabbath is so weird. I don't hate 90s Black Sabbath, but I don't love 90s Black Sabbath. I love Black Sabbath, one of my favorite bands of all time. But their 90s stuff is all over the place. Really interesting shit. But that's a great lineup there. I would kill to see that. Show. My buddy Connor is like Kiss's biggest fan, so that's his favorite band of all time, which is so cool. Passam is saying, I saw a script of Scream 7 on Reddit, but I don't know if it's real or not. I'm hearing it's not real. That's what I've heard. I haven't really reported on it because it just sounds like someone making stuff up. There's a lot of the Scream 7 boycotters lately trying to, post leaks out there. And there's some stuff that I'm even seeing. And guys, I haven't even spoiled myself on everything. There's more shit out there that I could have spoiled myself on, and I've kept away from it because I'm still a fan. I still don't want to know everything. I know some stuff, but I don't know everything. A lot of people are saying it's a bunch of BS, and I'm seeing some things where I'm like, that's not happening. I'm sure that's not happening. So I think there's a lot of people out there who are just trying to spoil the movie because they think that's gonna help in people not seeing it. And I don't know, man. I said it before on past streams, and I'll say it again. I feel like a lot of the people who are trying to boycott Scream 7, I can't say all of them. I don't want to generalize here. I think some people have good intentions. If you don't want to see it because you don't like what happened to Melissa Barrera, I can't argue with that. I really can't. It sucks what happened to Melissa. It does. But I just feel like there are some people who are using it for like social points, like using it to advance on social media. And I just think that's really disgusting because if you really look into the reasons why it all happened, this is coming from a place of protesting genocide, and that's why she got fired. That's so fucked up. You know what I mean? If you care about what's going on there, do something about it. Don't protest a movie. That's going to do nothing. That's going to do absolutely nothing, I promise you. Go out, use your money, put your money where your mouth is, and actually do something about it. Don't try to, don't think you're doing something by spoiling a film that is almost entirely unrelated. I just think that's crazy. I think I'm not going to say I'm not going to say a percentage of these people who are doing it for that reason, but for me at least, it smells like a lot of people are doing it just to earn some social points. It's like, oh, I'm doing something good online. Cool. But you're not doing anything to affect the real world, my friend. You're just being a jerk. You're just spoiling a movie. That's it. And I think that sucks. That really bums me out. That opinion might piss some people off. I don't know what to tell you. I think that what's going on overseas right now is terrible. Fucking do something about it. Stop. Don't spoil a movie. That's dumb. That's not going to do anything. And I hate that people think it's going to do something. That bums me out. Anyways, we have King Bull 90s saying it needs to be a past villain this time that comes back. Too many of Sydney's friends and relatives have been Ghostface. I don't want it to be a relative at all. I want it to be a brand new kind of Ghostface. I think it has to be, for me, for it to be a Scream movie, I feel like it has to be a new character. It's just, there's no loose ends I care enough about to see them come back for whatever reason. I don't know. I know a lot of people want to see Stu come back just because he's Stu and he's a great character. But I want to be able to have a murder mystery. There's no way you can argue there's a murder mystery if Stu is the killer. I mean, I guess you could say that there's someone else. There's also a new character helping him, but that's not really, you know what I mean? There's no way that you're going to create a new character that is going to, draw everybody in more than something like a Stu reveal. That's going to overshadow everything else because you're bringing back a character from the past who's beloved. So for me, to do a new murder mystery at the same time as that is shooting yourself in the foot. No one's going to care about this new character at all. I mean, it's kind of it's a similar problem to Scream 6 because Scream 6 had too many damn characters and they weren't able to focus on anybody really. There was that goes with almost literally everything with Scream 6, especially the killers. However, the fact that there was 3 killers, you never really got to see any of them shine. And that was the problem. There's little moments, I guess, but just not enough for me to really, care enough about them. They're too similar to things that happened before in the past. And maybe had it just been the dad, we could have built him into something that was a little different than Mrs. Loomis, opposed to being very, very comparable. So I just think whatever Scream 7's, whatever the reveal is, it's got to be something a little more simple. We've gone too outrageous with some of these big reveals and these big, taking off the masks and it's like 3 fucking people and it's the whole family of Richie Kirsch. Whoa, slow down, man. We don't need to do all of that. We're going too far into it, and we're not laying the groundwork for something that could be a really good, surprising reveal that's been in your face the whole time. These are the best kind of reveals, the ones that you from the beginning, you're like, maybe it could be that person, but then you were given the runaround, you're thinking it's somebody else. There's all these red herrings. There's all these other things that don't add up. And then you get to the end and then it's this person the whole time. And you're like, fuck, man. I mean, that's why the original Scream was good. That's why Scream 4 was good. That's why Thanksgiving was so good. I mean, there's so many murder mystery movies that fall into this category. And to just repeat a killer from the past, it's just nostalgia. That would be the only thing that would, prop up that movie. I don't know, man. That's just, I can't get into that. There's no way that you could write that and that would be better than something like the original Scream movies reveal. It's not good writing. Just plain and simple. It's nostalgia and that's it. And if that's all you're looking for from the movie, I can't argue with you then. I will say then rock on. I think you're going to still be happy with this movie because it seems like a lot of people from the past are involved. So you will get the nostalgia, I promise. But I also want Scream 7 to stand on its own two legs. I want it to still be a Scream movie at the end of the day. This is still a sequel to Scream 96. I know we've gotten into some different places with this franchise, but I just think if you're going to make a sequel to Scream, there are some things that have to stay consistent. You can twist and turn some knobs here and there for sure, but it's got to be a murder mystery, man. I mean, I don't see a way around that. It's got to be a murder mystery. It's got to have some meta commentary in there. It's got to be a slasher. There's some things that have to stay consistent with Scream, where I feel like it's just not even something that would be. It's not a Scream movie. At the end of the day, there's too many things that make these movies good, and that's why I think it's both very easy and both very difficult to make a Scream sequel. Because yes, there is like a playbook, but at the same time, you got to find that spark that makes it something fresh. And if that spark is something that goes against the DNA of the franchise, you might lose some people. King Matthew III is saying, "What's up, Jake? How are you doing tonight?" I'm fantastic. Unfortunately, I can't join the stream because me and my wife are in town Christmas shopping to finish that, but I wanted to pop in and say, hey, appreciate you for stopping in. What's up, my friend? I hope you have a good time Christmas shopping. And have some fun. Have some fun with all that. We just got ours done last weekend, and it was chaos, but we done did it. we done did it all right. So it's good to hear. Good to hear that you're getting it done. Samantha is saying, my sister's cat Ash says hi. Hello, Ash. Is Ash named after Evil Dead Ash? Just out of curiosity. I love that. She's watching the stream with me. That's wonderful. Ash from the Evil Dead cat, how are you? Alligator the musical, you down? Absolutely, yes. I'll play Ramon. I'll sing the title track, baby. I don't even know what would it be. I'm Ramon the alligator, something like that. I don't know, like some Tim Curry shit. I'm here for it. Joe Badgret is also with us, being a channel member. What's up, Joe Badgret? Yo, welcome in. Erica's throwing $2 out there saying 44 viewers and only 35 likes. Guys, that's 9 fingers that Erica is going to have to bite off. That's almost all of somebody's fingers. Guys, just like the stream, okay? I don't want anyone getting hurt. What are we at now? I'm curious. Let's do a little refresh. We're at 41. Okay, people got scared. Straight up, people got scared. They're like, shit, man. I didn't know I was going to get my fingers bitten off being on this stream. This is crazy. Erica, thank you for the 2, though. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. King Bull is got something back about the Stu comment, saying, I want to see Stu come back with associates, new Ghostface is helping him. It will set up Kirby and her agents helping Sydney against them and could lead into a trilogy Halloween style. I think a lot of Scream fans love when things build off of each other. I think that's a big thing. I don't know. The more I talk about Scream, the more I'm like, this franchise I just feel would be better if it didn't build across multiple movies. I do love seeing some characters come back. Don't get me wrong. I love Sydney. I love Gail. I love Dewey. I love that. I love the Scooby-Doo elements of this franchise. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like we've gotten to a point where we have too many legacy characters, man. We got too many people. We got to start killing some people off. And it's gotten to a point where I'm just like, we have to start killing. We have to start killing people who just, maybe their arcs are over, maybe this and that, I don't know, but there's too many people, man. Too many people, too many things going on. And if it was just Sydney coming into this new film and we're following her family and then a bunch of other new characters, I wouldn't be complaining this much. I would not be saying this much shit about it. I really wouldn't. But it's the fact that we have Sydney, we have Gail, we have her daughter, we have her husband, we have Mindy, we have Chad, we might have Kirby. This is 7 characters that are likely not at all going to be Ghostface, not at all going to be even remotely suspicious throughout the entire film. And how many new characters do we have? We do have a lot, but it's too many. Man, we're suffocating this. This is maybe my biggest complaint about Stranger Things, which is a show that I really do love and I think is a ton of fun. But as the show has gone along, they refuse to kill characters. And I think it's genuinely hurting the narrative of season 5. I think some of the weakest parts of season 4, even though it is probably my favorite season of the whole show, is the fact that there's just a lot going on. There's so many characters, and we're jumping through hoops to make it all happen. I think that's slowly happening with Scream, and I'm hoping that we kill off some characters, we take down some plot lines. There's far too much going on in Scream for it to still be a murder mystery franchise. And maybe all of this talk has been for nothing. Maybe all of this talk about, well, Scream's got to be a murder mystery, Scream's got to be this. Maybe it's all for nothing because we are just going to turn it into a big nostalgia franchise like what's going on with Ghostbusters, or I don't want to rope Jurassic Park into that. Jurassic World hasn't gotten that bad. But I don't know, maybe that's what we're doing with Scream 7 and onwards. It's just going to be, hey, you guys remember that from the past? Remember when this series was good? I don't know. Maybe that's what we're going to do with Scream 7 moving forward. I think that would be kind of disappointing because I think the series really does have the potential to still be great if they wanted to. But maybe Kevin's just ready to cash in. And you know what? If that's the case, well, he's earned it. He's certainly earned it. That's what I'll say. Joe Bamba is saying, how do you miss so hard on the dual Chad kill? It's easy to just change who the victim is so you don't have to have him survive randomly. How do you miss so hard on the dual Chad? Oh, like in Scream 6. Yeah, I mean, how I take that scene is that they're trying to make Chad the new Dewey. We don't really have a Dewey character in Scream 6, so maybe they were trying to do that with Chad. And I think that was just because Dewey's not in the film. Dewey's not in this one. We need our big lovable teddy bear kind of character who makes it through the movie even though you thought he died. I think that's the goal with that. I think that was ultimately the goal with it. But I do agree, it's such a cool kill, and then to undo it at the end, it's like, dude, that was the coolest kill of your movie and you just undid it. What? I really will die. A hill I will die on is that should have been Sam's boyfriend. I think it would have made way more sense. I will say I did actually like Tara and Chad's relationship. That felt like a natural progression from 5 moving into 6. I didn't really feel like I don't know. I guess I didn't really feel like the twins were friends with the Carpenter sisters outside of a few things here and there. There were some things that were talked about, but in terms of their actual relationship, right? I just didn't really feel like they were they all friends? Moving into 6, you got a little more of that chemistry between all the different characters. And that was great. I think especially with Chad, especially with Chad and Tara's relationship, you got to learn a little more about how these characters all interact with each other. That was some really good stuff there, but it was ultimately to set up Chad's demise, right? I think we should have done that with cute boy next across the window. Josh Segarra? What's it? Danny? I forgot his name. We should have done that with Danny instead. I'm going to be honest. And then actually have him die in that scene, sacrifice himself essentially to make sure the sisters get away. I just think that would have been way better. And you know what? I'll say this too. If you would have had him die there, he breaks in and says no, I got to come in and help. Right. And then he just gets stabbed to death. And then Chad tries to save him. And then Chad just gets just one stab to the gut or something and falls over and says, "Avenge me, Tara! Avenge me!" And then just falls over or something. Maybe not that over the top with the performance, but then he gets wheeled out. Cool. You get the great kill. You get the fact that Chad survives. You get to have your cake. You get to eat it too. It's wonderful. I think that's what they should have done, in my humble opinion. Still love Scream 6 though. I don't give a shit. Still a lot of good stuff going on with that movie for me, at least. What else is going on here? We got Brian Henley. What's up, Brian? How we doing? I personally think we should also be looking at Ethan Embry's character as a possible Ghostface with the secrecy surrounding him. I'm hearing Ethan's character is a very small role in Scream 7, literally a scene. I don't think he's going to be our killer. I'm going to be totally honest. I hate to say it too, Brian. But just based on the little I know, it seems like he's just a very small part of this film, essentially not a cameo, but I think he pushes the story forward, but going to have a smaller role than what we're making it out to be. He was also someone who joined the cast a little later on. I think cameras were rolling when it was announced that he was part of the production, and usually when something like that happens, it means he wasn't a major priority. to be a part of the cast. I really don't think he's Ghostface. I totally see why a lot of people think he could be, though. I feel like he's totally got the look, the capability for it too. He's been in a ton of different projects before. He's got a great acting prowess, of course. Great career behind him too. So I totally understand suspecting him, but I'm really thinking he's just got like a one scene kind of role, very, maybe 5 minutes of screen time, maybe kind of vibe. So that's my guess. I'm really not thinking there's too much going on with Ethan Embry's character, even though would love to see him be a killer. That would be great. Jason Carpenter's also with us. Thank you for being a member, Jason, saying, Jake, the new Silent Night, Deadly Night is getting an awesome 4K steelbook that comes out February 17th, right before Scream 7 drops. Look at that. That's awesome. This is probably, this is the Silent Night, Deadly Night movie I would want to own. I feel like this is the definitive Silent Night, Deadly Night flick. I would go so far as to say. I want a box set of all these movies, like so badly. I want like a full just every single movie from this franchise all in one big set. That would be great. I'd buy it straight up. There's 7 of these movies if I'm not mistaken, and like the sequels are fucking weird, man. I have this box set for The Fly, and it's like that kind of box set for Silent Night, Deadly Night would go so hard, man. Because the Fly box set is weird. You have the original classic from like the 50s, and it's a really cool movie if you've never seen it. If you've only seen the remake, the original, really cool vibe, old school, Hollywood vibes to it entirely, Technicolor. I love it. I think it's a really cool film, and I have a whole lot of respect for it. Really interesting movie that's still very, maybe has aged campy-ish, but still a really interesting, thought-provoking story. The 2 sequels are just like 50s monster movies, and they're like fun and dumb, like turn your brain off, have a good time with them. But then we get into the David Cronenberg films, or film, I should say, and it's so different. It's a total reimagining. It's body horror. It's super sciencey and philosophical, crazy. And then the sequel to that is just a practical effects showcase. It's a franchise that is all over the place, and I love having that box set for that reason. Silent Night, Deadly Night, the same thing. A franchise that is all over the fucking place, man. I mean, that first movie, yeah, it's a slasher, but where the sequels go are so fucking bizarre. Some movies in those sequel categories of that era of Silent Night, Deadly Night aren't even Silent Night, Deadly Night films. They were just kind of, that title was tacked on because it's like, well, this is kind of Christmas horror, so I guess it can be Silent Night, Deadly Night. Sure, whatever. And there's some bizarre sequels in there. In fact, I'm watching the 5th film, which is one of those weird movies, with Splattercast this Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. So we're actually we're moving into Silent Night, Deadly Night 5 with the Splattercast guys this weekend. What a choice, I'm like, we're gonna start with 5. Okay, all right, guys, hell yeah, Dylan and Luke. So check that out this Sunday. It's gonna be fun. Loved the new Silent Night, Deadly Night though. It was a total banger. Days Hartley is saying, do you think we'll get a trailer tomorrow for Scream? I fucking hope so. That would literally make my entire week. That would be so great if that happened. I hope so. That would be great. Be, something big to talk about, but we'll just see. We'll see what happens. I said earlier that I don't think we're going to get anything until after the holiday. That's kind of what I'm speculating now. I would love to be wrong, though. I would love to be dead wrong and to see some new footage tomorrow. Would be really fun to talk about, especially before we get into the holiday. Really hoping that's true. That would be sweet. Kevin Alexander is saying, hello, Jake. Hope you're having a great evening. Same to you, Kevin. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate you a bunch. We're really excited to be talking about Scream 7, man. We are getting very close down the wire here. It's happening, and I'm really excited. Really excited to finally get to this movie, see a new Scream film in the theaters. It's going to be fun. I have to rewatch these movies. Guys, when you talk about something almost every single day, you don't tend to go and watch it during your free time. So I have not seen the Scream films in a very long time now. I also know, I know them front to back. I'm going to be honest. I know every single Scream film, like scene for scene for scene. So I haven't watched them in a while. If I need to rewatch them, I mean, they are in this brain, like perfect, nearly. So I just haven't gone back and rewatched them. But before 7 comes out, I really want to go through all 6 movies and see what's up. So we'll see. We'll see when I'm able to do that, though. That would be nice. I need a refresher on some things for sure, but not everything's perfect not perfectly sharp in the brain. I think I said that Jill was Sydney something the other that was wrong. So it was a little thing. I need to sharpen up that stone a little bit. Kivo is saying, agree about Ethan Embry, but to play devil's advocate, the I Know What You Did Last Summer requel was already fully underway before Jennifer Love Hewitt signed on. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Jennifer Love Hewitt was kind of, I mean, she wasn't necessarily like the star of that film. You know, she wasn't like the biggest lead. I wouldn't call it a cameo performance, but she wasn't like, you know, she was Sydney's role in Scream 5 to that film. A lot of people did think that, what was it? Freddie Prinze Jr., however, was going to have a much smaller role in the film. That was a big thing I remember hearing. Like, people were like, oh, he left like 2 days after they started filming. But I guess I think they must have started the production schedule for that filming the end of the movie, because that's kind of where he pops up the most, like especially in the back half of that film. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's one of those things where it could be him, and that would be really cool. I think it would be a great choice for Ghostface, but like, there are other things I know. Let's just say that. There are other things I know about his involvement in the film, which tells me it's probably not him. That's what I'll say. Jason Dyer is saying, okay, time to talk about the return of Crazy Ralph. Yeah, Crazy Ralph is really coming back. You know, Jason and I have been going back with the jokes back and forth all night, but Crazy Ralph is actually back in the Crystal Lake TV series, and I'm really excited to see what this is all about. Looks like it's going to be a ton of fun. Really hyped up to see where that goes. Does anyone know who is playing him yet? There is an actor playing him. It was someone I didn't personally recognize. Can't think of the name off the top of my head, but I'm sure he's going to kick ass with this role. I hope he does. Hope he does something respectful and very crazy for this role. That would be great. Can't wait. Seeing old characters from this franchise coming back is going to be epic. I'm really excited to see what they do with Crystal Lake, man. I think the way that this showrunner, Brad Caleb Kane, handles shows that are kind of reinventions or some sort of paving a new path for a franchise, I have a lot of faith in him. He did a really good job with Welcome to Derry. I personally loved it. I've seen some comments from people who don't really like it, and I get it. I think it's a lot of valid criticisms, but like, it's going for it was always going to go for Stranger Things. If you don't like the Stranger Things comparisons, I just feel like maybe the show's not for you, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you were expecting a show that wasn't Stranger Things, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's the It series that is coming to TV. They're advertising it with kids on bikes, man. It's HBO Max's response to Stranger Things. That's always what the show was going to be. And it's very Stranger Things. It's pulling a lot of those same tools out of its tool belt. And I will say, I think It Welcome to Derry is doing some things better than Stranger Things Season 5. No spoilers, but they're doing something that I don't think the show Stranger Things would ever dare to do. And God, I hope I eat those words on Christmas Day. That's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. But there's a really, really powerful part of It Welcome to Derry that was like, Stranger Things would never fucking do this. Hell yes. Hell yes. It Welcome to Derry. Good on ya. Good on ya. I also think it adds a lot of really good and interesting world building lore to the movies that wasn't able to do that as much. So I don't know. I loved it. Welcome to Derry. I thought it was a really fun show. Kevin Alexander's throwing 5 out there. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate the support. Do you think Scream 7 could be the best sequel of the franchise? Also hoping it has a sharp movie commentary. So I've been very on the fence with Scream 7. I mean, since it was announced, when it was announced, it was really exciting. Then we had a lot of weird shit happen, and now it's kind of back to, okay, this could be kind of good. It's been a roller coaster ride of covering this movie for sure, much more than the last 2 films. With Scream 7, however, could this be the best sequel? I'm really not 100% sure, because I think that the majority of these movies, believe it or not, have had some sort of shakeup behind the scenes while they were in production, before, after, whatever. But it seems like whenever that happens with this franchise, a big consistent thing is that there's always something weird. There's always something off about when these movies have some sort of production problem. There's something about it that's just a little like, I don't know. I wish that was done differently. I really do love all the Scream sequels, but I don't think any of them come close to topping the original. That's such a big thing about this series for me. I don't think you're ever going to have a Scream movie that tops the original, but can we make the best sequel still? It's absolutely possible. It is definitely something that's possible, but you got to hit on what made that original great to go back to it. You got to have something that's in league with the original Scream. And I think really the only sequel that has that is Scream 4. And my big thing is like they have a killer reveal and a killer motive. And I don't think any of the other movies necessarily hit on that as hard. Scream 5 has a really solid reveal with Amber, and the motive is decent. It's there, but you know what followed, what got to it, what got us to that point isn't necessarily great. I think the first act of Scream 5 is really rough. I think it's one of my least favorite acts of the entire franchise. And then there's a lot of things about that third act outside of Stu's house being the location again that totally works for me. That one, not crazy about. But I do love the killers. I love the motive. A lot of great stuff in Scream 5. But Scream 5, I think, is the closest for me out in terms of like killer reveals and motives to 4. Like I would say like what's my favorite of the whole franchise in terms of reveals and motives together. 4 is definitely, you know, favorite from the sequels. 5 is right below it. But Could seven find a way to top that? That's going to be the question that they need to answer. Because for me, this is a murder mystery series. That's one of the big draws. I do agree about the sharp movie commentary as well. I want to see some sort of commentary about what's going on in the space right now. You got to get in the head of your viewer. You know, you got to do that with a good Scream film. There's a few boxes that Scream 7 has to check off, frankly, you know. They have to find their own unique ways of answering those questions, but it's just like, how are they going to do that? We're in a much different world than where we were in the late 90s, you know. We all have access to the internet and be able to know exactly what's going on in the world at every single given moment, you know. In the 90s, it was a little different. We were getting to that point, but we weren't, not as much as now. You know what I mean? When something happens, we all know about it immediately. That's just a totally different world. Everyone is in on everything that's kind of going on. We're all a lot more connected than how we used to be. And with that, there's just more to talk about. There's more things that more things that are relatable, and more things that are also understand widely. So that's also going to flavor a Scream movie differently here in 2025, moving into 2026. So I'm really curious what they're going to hit on commentary wise. It seems like it's going to be AI and, you know, deepfake technology being such a major threat to the movie industry, to, you know, cinema in general. I imagine that's probably going to be like the big thing. And I'm honestly here for that. I think that's a great thing to really vilify and shit on, because it ain't real art. It just steals art from people who actually made something. I heard a great quote the other day from, I believe it's one of the founders or owners, whatever, of Rockstar. They made a really good point about AI. And they said that, you know, this is I'm paraphrasing here, but this is an algorithm that steals things from the internet and then just kind of regurgitates it into something, whatever you write with your prompt. And eventually it's going to eat itself. Eventually it's going to start just regurgitating its own shit if no one creates anything anymore. And he compared it to mad cow disease for that reason, when they start feeding cows to cows and they all got sick. And I think that is so interesting to me. That is such an interesting quote, an interesting comparison, makes so much sense. I would love to see Scream 7 do something with that, I guess, is my point. I think that's a cool thing to broaden your horizons, because the Scream franchise has really hit on like the big things when it comes to a horror franchise. If it's sequels, trilogies, remakes, requels, franchises, you know, we've done that. We're grabbing at straws here. You know what I mean? We need to start expanding our horizons of commentary. This could be the way to do it. Just talk about what's a popular talking point here in Hollywood right now, and AI and deepfake, you know, shit. That's absolutely it. So I think that's a good idea. I think that's sharp commentary. And could this be but to answer your question, Kevin, sorry, I'm totally spiraling, totally ranting here. Is this going to be the best sequel? There's a lot of factors, I guess is my point, that that it all depends on. And I hope it is. I hope it fucking bangs. And I hope it makes a gajillion dollars at the box office. So I'm actively rooting for it, but I am cautiously optimistic. This is a movie that can go one way or the other. I really don't think this is going to be a movie we're walking out of and we're like 50-50 on it. I really feel like this is going to be one of those movies that either totally hits or does not at all. And I'm scared for that reason. But Kevin, I'm excited to roll those dice here in February, and I hope that we all really vibe with it. Kevin, thank you for the 5. Again, I really appreciate your support of the page, and I'm excited to see what this movie's all about. I just hope it's good. Kevo is saying, do you think Guy and Kevin could have taken any cues from Saw X, regarded by many as the best sequel in the series, and incorporated that into Scream 7 to replicate that success? If so, what? Saw X, I feel, was great because it brought back John Kramer in a way we've never seen before. That was the success. That was why Saw fans absolutely loved that. And think about Saw X was in a really unique position too, because Spiral had come out before that and was a total flop. It was a movie that people didn't even realize was a Saw continuation. And one of the biggest criticisms was we missed Jigsaw. We missed Tobin Bell. How can you make a Saw film without him? That was one of the big things about it. So Saw was on such a down, and they listened to the fans is what Saw X was. They listened to the fans and they told a great story with John Kramer again, who was in the spotlight more than he ever was in the series before. So for me, Saw X was the perfect example of listening to the fans and taking it to new creative heights, not doing exactly what they were saying, but giving them what they wanted in your own unique way. So that's why Saw X is one of the best sequels, if not the best, is because for that reason, they did something that was familiar, but in a new way. And that's what I'm always pitching with Scream. That's what I'm always pitching with a lot of these franchises. Familiar aspects, things we love about the series, but done in ways we've never really done them before. From John Kramer's perspective, more so than the actual, characters being judged in the series, which hell yeah, that's how you do it, man. We're here to root for John Kramer after missing him in the previous film. And he's also not in Jigsaw that much, which was even the film before that. So rock and roll. That was a layup is what that was of an idea. No matter how they executed it, that was going to be a major win at the box office. So is Scream 7 replicating that success? Well, let's talk a little more positively about it. Yes. We're in a similar situation to how Saw was then. We are going back to Sidney Prescott as a character who we missed from the previous entry. We also know that Neve Campbell we're very sympathetic towards, especially right now, because she was specifically didn't want to return for 6 because she didn't feel like she was going to be getting paid enough. She didn't feel like she was being given what she was worth. And now she's back to the series, likely because her paycheck just went this way. And she's also going to be one of the main focuses, where we're doing something that 5 and 6 did not do, which you can kind of compare that to Jigsaw and Spiral, right? So I really think Scream 7, if they want to replicate that success, they are on the right track to do so. And that's bringing us back to something familiar and hopefully, following through with the other part of Saw X, which was made it successful, doing it in a way we haven't done it before. Here's the difference. If Scream 7 is just Scream 4 again, it's gonna suck. It's not gonna be Saw X. It's not gonna be what people are making it out to be. But if Scream 7 is just coded like Scream 4, because it looks very Scream 4 to me, man, and they end up taking it to some new places with whatever the reveal is, with whatever your motive is, how things are approached with the formula that is pretty tried and true. That is where we're going to start to see if this film is a big success or not with the fan. And I'm not just talking about the box office. I'm talking about, is this going to be a beloved sequel? Because Scream 4 famously made the least amount of money out of any of these films. And yet it's widely regarded as the best sequel. Not everybody says that, but I think a lot of Scream people who really like the series would say 4 is probably the best sequel so far. So can it replicate oh my God, I'm getting tired. Can it replicate that success, Kevo? Absolutely yes. But it all depends at this point on the execution. They have the right tools in the toolbox, but can they approach it in a different way? Because dude, if Tatum is the fucking killer, this movie, I'm going to literally stand up and spit on the screen. I'm telling you guys that right now. If Tatum is our killer, I'm going to spit in the face of all the people that made this movie. That's how mad I'm gonna be. I'm like, y'all you think we forgot about 2011, huh? Because we didn't show up to the theaters then? That's what's going on? Fists up, Hands thrown. Anyways, Horror B is saying as much as 7 has going for it, and it has a lot, cast, writer, director, composer, list goes on, yada yada, we do not have Wes Craven, and for that reason, I will always take my expectations down a notch. I mean, I can't argue with that. Wes Craven, master of horror, he very much so earned that title. I mean, up until his death, he was still making bangers, dude, so can't argue with that. I will say, I think the Wes Craven films, the first one's a masterpiece, and you're never going to top it. But I do think almost all of his sequels were plagued with something. And the reason they're still good is because he was directing it. He salvaged a lot of those films and still made them into classics of their flawed classics is how I feel about Screams 2 and 3. Because, man, you can still watch those movies and have such a good time with it. And that's the Wes Craven touch. Under a lesser director, those movies might have totally just fell to the wayside, and that would have sucked. But Screams 3 and 4 especially have been so reevaluated now in the modern day. I mean, there's so many little hidden things in Scream 3 that are just brilliant. And even though there's a lot of things about that film I don't care for, my God, the punk rock commentary on the Weinsteins is fucking hilarious. The fact that they even put their name on that movie is embarrassing. I mean, oh my God, the shit that they did with Milton is crazy. But 4, very similar thing, very ahead of its time. In the sense of, hitting on internet commentary, which I feel like was something still very fresh in 2011. The idea of the influencer, someone who wants to be very famous and have fans online. Still a very fresh thing. This was when YouTube was starting to really peak with creators, and now it's kind of become an AI sludge fest, but that's it's a different conversation. But I mean, if you think about it, 2011 was like when creators were still able to just kind of do whatever and blow up on this page, on this platform. Now there's kind of a little bit of a box you gotta fit yourself into a bit if you want to succeed. You can't just be doing whatever you want here on YouTube and expect it to blow up. That's just sadly just how it goes. There's certain things you gotta do, right? But 2011 was kind of the peak of that, and to have that movie come out then, I mean, it's just like, fuck, y'all saw the future or something. It's crazy. Y'all saw that this was not a fad. This thing wasn't going away anytime soon. There's influencers all over the place on multiple different platforms now, and so many different, kind of things. So I think I truly love and respect every Scream sequel, but there is just a touch to the Wes Craven ones that you gotta respect, love or hate them. I know especially Scream 3 gets shit on a lot, but dude, that could have been a way worse movie, guys. I mean, seriously, I will defend, as much as I have problems with Scream 3, I will defend the hell out of it, man. I mean, it's a movie that could have been a total disaster, and it's not a total disaster. It's simply not. Kimball is saying, what is your favorite non-horror movie? Man, I have there's so many great movies. Hard to pick just one. Man, what's my favorite non-horror movie? I love The Matrix, which is kind of a horror movie. That's probably, I'll be honest with you, I think The Matrix is probably my favorite movie of all time. I think that it just has this, it has so much going for it. It's got a great aesthetic. It's very motivational. Listen, I'm a sucker for the trope of you just gotta believe in yourself. And I truly think the best movie to ever do that is The Matrix, because it does it in a way that I think is very unique and not in a way that every other movie has done before it. So, and it's funny because I think if you go and watch The Matrix now, you'll probably say, well, Jake, there's a million movies just like that. Movies that came out after The Matrix came out. Sure, I agree with you there, but it's very much so a one of a kind. I think it's a perfect movie. I think it's just fantastic for what it is. I want to get a Matrix tattoo, and my fiance makes fun of me for it all the time. But so I have a Ghostface tattoo, in case you guys don't know. That's how committed I am to Ghostface. But underneath, right here in the middle of my little bicep here, I want to have a little bent spoon that says "There is no spoon." And if you've seen The Matrix, you know what that means. But I really want the bent spoon, "There is no spoon" across it. That's my next tattoo when I actually have money. So that's my favorite movie of all time. That will never change. That's just I think it's a perfect movie. I don't know. Nothing but praise for that one. And the sequels are trash. All of them. All three of them are horrible, which is such a shame. 2's fine. 2 gets roped in with 3 and 4 sometimes, but 2 is, it's not bad. It's not good. It's just fine. This is whatever. It's just kind of more of the Matrix, But 3 and 4 are bad, dude. Like, what? 4 is boring and 3 is nonsensical. I don't know. But the original, hell yeah. Rock and roll. Unbridled Instinct. What a name. Jill was one of my favorite ghost faces. I loved Scream 4. Charlie was pretty lame though. Charlie was kind of a simp. Charlie was just simping for Jill. He was just horny. That's really all Charlie's motive was. I mean, I still think that's better than familial revenge though. Being horny. Yeah, I'll take a ghost face who's just horny over I'm a evil family. I'm Billy's cousin. I'll take a bunch of horny ghost faces over that. That was basically just Hard Eyes, right? I'll take a Hard Eyes reveal over another Mrs. Loomis, honestly. I'll straight up. Brian Henley is saying, I'm thinking December 24th for the next trailer. I plan on seeing at least 7 viewings. Oh shit, both in and out of my Ghostface suit. So is that 14 viewings? That's insane. I love it, Brian. I love the love. Some great stuff there. King Bull is saying they can never beat the original. It was a masterpiece from its directing to the cast and soundtracks. Yeah, you're never going to top that. Come on now. Albie Smith, what's your star sign? God, I feel like I'm in high school again. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I don't know, but mad respect. That's what I'll say. Queric V is saying, talk, Jake. What the fuck do you think I've been doing for the last hour and 30 minutes? No, I'm just messing with you. What's up, my friend? How are you? Thank you for being a channel member. Thank you so much for being here. Means a ton. Guys, we're going to be signing off here very soon. I'm going to take a few more questions, of course, but we are going to be live on the gaming channel at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is 25 minutes from right now. So once we sign off, head on over to GullGotha. We're going to be live playing some games, trying to survive in the winter tundra of this new map in RV There Yet, which if you've seen us play that before, it is pure chaos. There's going to be a lot of screaming and fighting and freaking out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So please stop on by. It's going to be fun. King Bull is saying the last Matrix movie was really bad. The original Matrix is one of the best movies of all time. Yeah, dude, I was so hyped for what was it even called? The Matrix like Resurrections or whatever. I was hyped because I'm like, oh man, they know what they did wrong with the last 2. They're coming back to this series and it's gonna be something good. And it's not even like, it doesn't even have good moments. Like I can't even say like, oh, something's cool about it. Neo's like back in the fucking Matrix and he doesn't remember anything. I'm like, fuck this movie, man. What? That was it was garbage. Like irredeemable trash. Kimball is saying mine is Titanic and Casper the Friendly the Ghost. Words. Great choices. Fantastic stuff there. I mean, Titanic's a masterpiece. Casper's a lot of fun. Some great stuff. I just love 90s movies in general. Can I just say that? Like 90s cinema, like, dude, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, guys, no one talks about these movies enough. This page is basically a Scream channel. I could do a whole page just on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. And I'm not, like, the 90s ones are my favorite, but I love some of the animated ones too, man. The most recent one was phenomenal. Holy shit. Like, I was actually really blown away by it. I guess there's a new short for it that's running in front of this new SpongeBob movie with Ice Spice. Oh boy. Oh man, I'm hyped up for that. But no, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. Fuck. That new one was good. What was it called again? I don't even remember. Turtle Time? That sounds right. Mutant Mayhem. It's turtle time. Yeah, Mutant Mayhem was fantastic. I'm waiting for the sequel to that. That's going to be great. No, straight up though, I love the 90s ones. The first 2 are excellent and the third one's just weird. So 90s movies, they're peak. Horror B even just said it. Hell yeah, peak in the 90s, man. For government in high school, long time ago, we're going on a journey here. My friends and I made a Matrix-themed political commercial. It's cheesy as heck, but it's still on YouTube last I checked. That's really funny. Was it like Join the Matrix or something? I don't know. I'm curious. That's interesting. Unbridled is saying, I'm a 90s kid, so I agree. 90s movies have something special about them. I just can't explain, but it's my favorite era. It was such a rebellious era. I think that's why I'm I'm so like the late 90s especially are just such an interesting time. Everybody was mad. Everybody was angry and edgy, and I love that time period for that reason. It's so much fun. I like there's things about the late 90s or just in the 90s in general I'm obsessed with. I literally, when Madison and I first started dating, we were watching like this documentary on the OJ case. And I'm not kidding. Like, I don't even know if I talked about it on stream or not, but like there was like 3 months there where I was just studying the OJ case. Like, it's just so fascinating to me. Just a really interesting, just time period and why certain things went down. It's just, I don't know. It's a really interesting thing to me. Woodstock 99, another thing I'm fascinated with. Madison just came in the room. Do you remember when we were just obsessed with the OJ case for a little while? Like we would talk about it like all the time. And it's
watching that show.
Yeah, we were watching the documentary. No, it wasn't a documentary. It was like a live action. That's the wrong terminology. What's that called?
Like a mockumentary?
No, not a mockumentary. Like a serialization. There's a word for it. Based on a true story. It's actors playing real life people. I don't know, man. I'm just spitting words at this point. I was just obsessed with we were both obsessed with it for a little while.
You have a computer in front of you. You have the worldwide internet.
That's simply too much work. That's just too much work to go into a web browser and use my fingers, my little phalanges.
A
docu-series, docudrama. I appreciate you guys helping me here. See, I don't even have to look up anything. I got a room full of people who will help us. This is wonderful. Yeah, I was just obsessed with that. And Woodstock 99, that's another one that we were kind of going back and forth. That's such an interesting, weird, fucked up thing. And I don't know, it fascinates me. I'm not crazy about, like, I think I'm not crazy about true crime, but when it comes to like really unique and weird stories like that, especially from the 90s,
true crime.
I eat it up. And yes, that is the one, Trashbox Mandy, the American crime story, the O.J. Simpson story. We were watching that.
Season 2?
Is it season 2 of that, or is it season 1?
It's either 1, 2, or 3 because there was only 3 seasons.
There was only 3 seasons. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that, and I was just like, I'm so obsessed with this whole story. This is so interesting.
About Donica Lewinsky, right?
Yeah, it was in fact. You cracked me up. You know that? You cracked me up. But I'm obsessed with the 90s. I think since I was born in 98, I think I have some of that anger from that time period still in me. I'm a very rebellious human being. I've always been that way. Beat to my own drum and all that fun stuff. But anyways, guys, we are going to be live over on the gaming channel here in less than 20 minutes. Stop on by, go over to GullGotha, and we're going to be playing some games. It's going to be a ton of fun. I will see you guys over there very soon. So much love to you all a ton. We will be live again, hopefully on Saturday. No streams for the next 2 days, but I do have some fun videos coming out soon. So I'll have a big update video tomorrow. Had some really interesting updates come through today. And hopefully I'll have some sort of recap of 2025 video this Friday. That's kind of my goal for this week, unless we get a Scream 7 trailer, then everything changes. But really excited for you guys to see that fun stuff. Really appreciate you all a ton, and we'll be talking on Saturday. Stop on by for the gaming stream very soon here, and as always, folks, don't